Hare Krishna. Welcome to the online classes. Today is very auspicious August Advent of auspicious Advent of Sri Advaita Ācārya, one of the prominent acharyas in our disciplic succession. Also, he is one of the members of Panchatattva, one of the principle of absolute truth. So before we start, we offer our obeisances to Personality of Godhead and our predecessor Ācārya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnana-anjana-salakaya Chakkuru-nimilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Tapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanam Cha Sirupam Sagrajatam Sagana Siragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalitam Sri Vishakham Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisavanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuvaiva cha patitanam pavanabhya vaishnavabhyo namo namah namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasat Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravakta Bunda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So thank you very much for joining. Today is very auspicious August Advent of appearance day of Advaita Ācārya. So Advaita Ācārya is our prominent acharyas, one of the Panchatattva. So it is stated in this Chaitanya Charitamrita. The author Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami introduced the acharyas, Advaita Ācārya, as a very prominent in the Vishnu, Mahavishnu, as well as the Ācārya. So today we will go through the glories of Advaita Ācārya, also some pastime of the Lord. Because by hearing these pastimes of the Ācārya, we will get the blessings and get the mercy of the Lord. Because Advaita Ācārya is all auspicious. He is the Vishnu himself, just like Vishnu is auspicious. So Advaita Ācārya is also auspicious, Mangalam, Sarva Mangala. So by reading about him, by hearing about him, we get all auspiciousness in our life. So everybody wants auspiciousness. So in this regard, Advaita Ācārya is called the one of the members of Panchatattva. There is a beautiful verses I will show you here. That is introduced by the Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, while starting the glories of Advaita Ācārya. So the author is starting, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, is introducing Advaita Ācārya like this: Vande tam Srimad Advaitacaryam Adbhuta Cheshtitam Jasya Prasadat Ajñopi Tat Swarupam Nirupayat. This is in 6th chapter of Adilila, the glories of Advaita Ācārya. So it is said that I offer my respectful obeisance to the Sri Advaita Ācārya, whose activities are all wonderful. By his mercy, even a foolish person can describe his characteristic. So this is the wonderful activities of the Acharyas, the Advaita Ācārya. In second verses, he has glorified all the Panchatattva members, most prominent members, the three members, Vishnu Tattva. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So all glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all goes to Lord Nityananda, all goes to Advaita Ācārya, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in the third and the fourth verses, he has identified, he has introduced the identity of the Advaita Ācārya as Mahavishnu Jagatkarta Mayaya Yasrajati Yada Tasya Avatarabhyam Advaita Ācaryeswara. So who is Advaita Ācārya? That is very important. It is not all about observing the festival. That is okay. That is fine. Or it is not about the extra fasting and feasting. No, it is all about the also very important to know why we are celebrating the appearance day of Advaita Ācārya and who is Advaita Ācārya. What is the importance of his activities? That is important, because by hearing the wonderful activities of the Advaita Ācārya, we can imbibe that qualities in our life and apply it. In this way, we can purify and we can advance in Krishna consciousness, because they are Ācārya. They are not ordinary living beings. They are Ācāryas. They are representative of the Lord. And in this case, Advaita Ācārya is not only a Ācārya like other Ācārya, he is also, in addition to this, is a Mahavishnu, incarnation of Mahavishnu. Lord Advaita Ācārya is the incarnation of Mahavishnu, whose main function is to create the cosmic world through the action of Maya. So Mahavishnu is Purusha avatar. And by him, all the universe, billions of universes is created. That is Mahavishnu. So the Mahavishnu avatar is Advaita Ācārya. So the Panchatattva is five, the absolute truth has descended in this age of Kali in five principles. What is that five principle? Panchatattva atmakam Krishna bhakta rupam sarukam bhaktāvatāram bhaktācāryam namami bhakta saktikam. So the five principle is Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasa. So Panchatattva atmakam, the five truth, five principles of absolute truth Krishna, Bhakta Rupa. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has descended as a Bhakta Rupa, as a devotee of the Lord. Swarupam means manifestation, is expansion, Nityananda Prabhu. Bhaktāvatāram, although Advaita Ācārya is Mahavishnu, but he has come in the mood of Bhakta, the Bhaktāvatāra, devotee incarnation. And Bhaktācāryam means name, or we can say the known as devotees. So that is Srivasa Thakur is known as devotee, a devotional energy of the Lord. Bhaktāvatāram Bhakta Namani Bhakta Saktikam. Bhakta Sakti is the energy of the Lord. That is Gadadhar Pandit. The internal energy of the Lord, Gadadhar Pandit, pure devotees. So in this way, the absolute truth has descended, and one of them is Advaita Ācārya. He is Mahavishnu, as well as he is also in the mood of Bhakta, he is also a devotee incarnation. So the very important verses here is in these beautiful verses. In these beautiful verses, the next verses is very, very important. This is Pushpanjali mantra. This is the identification, this is the complete identity of Advaita Ācārya. Who is Advaita Ācārya? Advaitam hariṇādvaitād ācāryam bhakti-śaṁsanāt bhaktāvatāram īśaṁ advaitacāryam āśraye. Advaitam hariṇādvaitām. Who is Advaita Ācārya? Because he is non-different from Hari, the Supreme Lord, he is called Advaita. Advaita means non-dual, non-different. So he is non-different from Hari because he is Mahavishnu, incarnation of Mahavishnu. And because he propagates the cult of devotion, he is called Ācārya. This is very important point. Srila Prabhupada giving lectures 1975 on this appearance day, he was very nicely describing the Advaita Ācārya. So not only is a Mahavishnu, but he has another identity as Ācārya. Ācārya means Ācārya bhakti-śaṁsanāt. The duty of Ācārya is to propagate the cult of devotional service, cult of devotion, bhakti. So first of all, he is Mahavishnu, he is Vishnu Tattva, he is not ordinary living entity. He is not Jiva Tattva, he is Vishnu Tattva. That is the first point. Second point is that he comes in the capacity of Ācārya and the mood of Ācārya. And Ācārya means bhakti-śaṁsanāt, to propagate the Krishna consciousness movement. Why to propagate? They do not come just ordinarily, because they are very exalted personality. They are the incarnation of the Lord. They have descended for a particular mission. Just like Krishna say that, I come, why? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata adharmasya abuthanam tadamayam sujamyam tadatmanam sujamyam paritranaya sadhuna vinasaya ca duskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavani yuge yuge. So Krishna comes as a mission to deliver the pious people, devotees, and also to, in that process also, to kill the annihilant and establish the principle of religion, dharma. That is the mission of Krishna. Lord is coming to reclaim the conditioned soul, because we have forgotten the relationship with the Lord. We become mudha, foolish. We have torn away from the Lord, and we are suffering in this material world. We are rotting and rotating in this material world. To reclaim, to revive our relationship with eternal relationship with Lord, to reclaim this conditioned soul like us, so the Ācārya comes, and also Lord himself comes. So Ācārya is very, very important, because they do the business of Krishna. Krishna business to come here to reclaim the conditioned soul. On behalf of Krishna's, they come. Therefore, they are very exalted. They are very recognized by Krishna. Krishna himself said this beautiful verses in Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord says, Ācārya mam bijaniyam. The beautiful verses in Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord himself spoke to Uddhava, Ācāryam mam bijaniyan navamanyata karchit na martaya buddha sweta sarvadeva maya guru. So this is a very, very important verses Prabhupada used to quote. What is that Ācārya? Who is this Ācārya? One should know Ācārya is myself. So here Krishna is speaking that Ācāryas are not non-different from me. They are myself. And never disrespect him in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man, for he is the representative of all the demigods. So that is very important to understand, dear devotees, because Ācārya is non-different from the Lord. They are representative of the Lord. They come on behalf of the Lord to propagate this cult of devotion and reclaim the conditioned soul who has been captivated by Maya, imprisoned by Maya since time immemorial. That is whole idea, the function of the Ācārya. They are called also Goshti-anandi, Bhajananandi, Goshti-anandi. There are two kind of Ācārya, two kind of transcendentalists. One wants to elevate own self by executing devotional service, but other called Goshti-anandi. They want to not only elevate themselves but also increase the devotee. Goshti means devotee group. So they also increase the members, devotees. So they preach this devotional call. So they are called Ācāryas, the Goshti-anandi. Just like Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti-siddhanta Saraswati, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and Advaita, Ācārya, Nityananda Mahaprabhu. Lord, these all are the Ācārya, great Ācārya. They have come to reclaim us. In this material world, we have forgotten Krishna. These are beautiful verses. Therefore, we are suffering. It is stated in Bhagavatam, again in 11th canto. Narada Muni is speaking to the father of Krishna, Vasudev. Those who have torn away from the Supreme Lord Vasudev, being under the spell of Lord's illusory energy, are eventually forced to give up their so-called homes, children, friends, wives, lovers, which are all created by the illusory potency of the Supreme Lord, and enter against their will into darkest region of universe. So that is the things that we have torn away. Material existence is a sufficient testimonial to prove that we have torn away from the Supreme Lord. And under the spell of Maya, we are suffering. We have been undergoing the repeated birth and death, the obnoxious principal misery. So in order to reclaim the conditioned soul, the Advaita Ācārya, the Ācārya comes, not only any Ācārya, they comes for that. Therefore, Krishna has given a very exalted position that Ācāryam mam bijaniyan. Ācārya is non-different from the Krishna. Because Krishna comes also, sarva dharman parityada mamekam saranam raja. You give up everything, you surrender unto me. Lord is convincing us. So on behalf of Lord, this great soul, the great Ācārya, they are coming to save us. from this precarious material existence, material entanglement. So there's a beautiful verses Prahlad Maharaj is speaking, Prabhupada used to quote that this Ācārya is not concerned about themselves. Ācārya is concerned about all. Naivadajya paradurātāya vaitāraṇyas tadvirya gāyenna mahamrita magnachita socheta tabimukha cetasa indriyartha maya sukhaya bharam udbhata vimudhan. So this is a beautiful verses Prahlad Maharaj quoted. When Nrsimhadev is inviting him to come back to Vaikuntha, he denied. He told, no, sir, I am okay. I am not at all afraid of material existence. For wherever I stay, I am fully absorbed in the thought of your glories and activities. My concern is only for the fools and rascals who are making the elaborate plans for material happiness, maintaining their families, societies, countries. I am simply concerned with the love for them. So they are concerned. Paradukha dukhi. Vaishnava means paradukha dukhi. They are always concerned about others, how to preach them, how to reclaim the conditioned soul. Therefore, they are recognized by Krishna. Just like Prabhupada used to give example, the difference between a military man and civilian. The government recognizes the military men more than civilians because the military men, they have given their life for the sake of the country. Therefore, they are very prominent. They are given more priority, more reverence as compared to. Similarly, Krishna also given in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna say, nobody is natas manusyesu priya kirtamaha. Nobody is so dear to me than those who are preaching this cult. In another verses also in Bhagavatam, it is say that very beautifully say that this is Yudhishthira Maharaj. Narad Muni spoke to Yudhishthira Maharaj. My dear King Yudhishthira, the Brahmanas, especially those engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord throughout the entire world, are recognized, worshipped by the Supreme Personality of Godhead with heart and soul of all creation. The Brahmanas, by their preaching, sanctify the three worlds with the dust of their lotus feet. Thus they are worshipable even for the Krishna. Madhavakta Pujyadika. Krishna say, my worship of my devotee is more better and greater than me. Why? Because they preach, by their preaching they sanctified the three worlds. They reclaimed the conditioned soul. Krishna wanted, they are helping Krishna because Krishna is the father of everybody. He wanted their sons, rebellious sons, to come back to home, back to Godhead. But we are so adamant not to turn back to Krishna. We are so adamant. Therefore, the Ācāryas comes and convince us like Krishna to reclaim, to come back to Godhead. Therefore, Ācāryas are very, very exalted, very glorified. And today is one of the Ācārya, Advaita Ācārya. He also a great Ācāryas. And he has come to also bhakti-śaṁsanāt, preach the glories of the Supreme Lord and reclaim the conditioned soul. Therefore, we are celebrating his appearance day and glorifying him. Ācārya upasanam bhakti vinod Thakur se tadera charana sevi bhakta sane bas janame hoye ehi avilas. Tadera charana sevi bhakta sane bas. Execute the devotional service by following the predecessor Ācārya. This is my desire, path after path. Because this is the perfection. We cannot go to Krishna overstepping Ācārya. Ācārya upasanam. First is Ācārya upasana. We have to worship the Ācārya. Without Ācārya, we cannot go directly to Krishna. That is not possible. Krishna does not recognize. Krishna says that who claims to be my devotee is not my devotee in Adi Purana, but devotee of my devotee. Madhavaktanam jo me bhakta swame juktatam mataha. The devotee of my devotee is my actual devotee. So therefore, it is stated here that Krishna, his Ācāryas, is very, very glorified. They sanctified the three worlds. Ācārya worship is very, very important. Ācārya Veda, Ācārya Purusha Veda. Ado Guruvaya āśraye. In the beginning, we should take shelter of the Ācārya. Under their guidance, we should execute devotional service to perfect our devotional service. Otherwise, it cannot be perfected. And Advaita Ācāryas, and also very nicely spoken by the sixth chapter of the Adilila. This Advaita Ācārya is very, very auspicious. Nicely spoken by this sorry. Jagat Mangala Advaita Mangala Gunadhama Mangala Charitra Sada Mangala Janana Jaranama. Being a reservoir of all auspicious attributes, Advaita Ācārya is all auspicious for the world. His characteristic activities, name are always auspicious. The Ācārya is very auspicious, just like Krishna is auspicious, Mahavishnu is auspicious. Mangalam Vishnum, Mangalam Garuda Dhajja, Mangalam Pundarikhyakam, Mangalayatanu Hari. So Lord is all auspicious. As soon as we come in contact with Lord, or come in associating with Lord and His Ācāryas, we also get auspiciousness. Because in this world there is no auspiciousness. This age, material existence is inauspicious because there is always anxiety, kuntha. Vaikuntha is bigata kuntha tasmad vaikuntha. There is no anxiety, free of anxiety. So therefore it is auspicious. We have got anxiety. We have got birth, day, disease, old age. In between there are so many adhyatmic, adibhautik, adidaivik problems. Therefore this world is inauspicious. Anitya asukha loko. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Anitya asukha lokom. This place is called Anitya. Anitya means it is not eternal, it is transient, temporary world. Asukha means unhappy, inauspicious place, this material existence. But Advaita Ācārya here is Mangalam. His name is Mangalam, his activities is Mangala, he himself is Mangala, Sarva Mangala. Therefore, when you come in contact with association with Advaita Ācārya, by hearing about his glories, his name, his activities, we become auspicious. Therefore, Ācāryas are very important, and very important for us to learn their qualities, hear about their wonderful qualities. So there are so many pastimes of the Advaita Ācārya. Advaita Ācārya born in a place called Navagrama near Sylhet, that was in Bangladesh, now it is in Bangladesh, in 1434, and he lived 125 years up to 1559, and he was born from a father called Kubera Pandit and mother called Navi Devi in the 7th of waxing moon of this month Magha Mas. So he was born in Sylhet, Namagram, and very early age his father and mother disappeared, expired. Then he went to a pilgrimage. He went to Gaya and do the rituals for the father, mourning rituals. After that, he went to pilgrimage places. He went to Vrindavan, and he also engaged in the service of the Lord Krishna. And also he went to Mithila. He met a very, very Vaishnava poet called Vidyapati. Vidyapati, who written very nice, so many poets, very nice devotional poet. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to release that poet in Gambhira during the last 12 years. He was very much in ecstatic mood by hearing Vidyapati poem. Also some other books, Gita Govinda, Krishna Karna Amruta. In this way, Lord Chaitanya was passing. Vidyapati is written very nice. Tatala saikate haribindu sama. The beautiful verse that Prabhupada used to quote, that what is this material life? Is like the material happiness is like a drop of water in a desert that will not sufficient to quench our thirst. So a little bit of happiness, we have forgotten the Lord, we have turned away. That is the misfortune actually. This is very foolishness, stupidity. So he has written very nice poem. So he met there. After meeting there, he came back to Santipura. He stayed in Santipura, which is very near to Navadip. He has actually two residences. In Navadip also he had a residence near Srivas Thakur. Also in Santipura, also he has got western side of Navadip. western side of Ganges. He has got the residence. He stayed there, Santipur Dham. And Santipura Dham also, you can say, and he was actually, he stayed there throughout the life. Yes, and actually, in the world, everybody known Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda Glories, but they do not know that, many people, that Advaita Ācārya is the prime cause of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to descend. So he has got a Narsingasila, and he used to pray in Narsingasila, because that time he was a very, very good scholar. He was preaching, and he found out that people are not interested in devotional service due to influence of the age of Kali. So then they are not interested in devotional service to Lord. They are not interested to go back to Godhead. So therefore he used to call, he found that I am the expansion of the absolute truth. Why don't I call the absolute truth Krishna himself to descend? I am not capable alone. He will come and can preach these glories of Krishna consciousness. So he was praying this Alagram Sila, Narsinga Sila. Now also it is there in Santipura. You can see this Narsinga Sila if you go to the Mayapur, Navadip, Santipura. And also the deity of Madan Gopal. So he was offering the Tulasi and Ganges water, because Ganges was flowing nearby Santipura, western side of Ganges. So he was praying that, and for several months praying, so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is 52 years younger to Advaita Ācārya. So he was praying several months actually. With the beautiful verses is there, that how Lord is very much satisfied by praying with Tulasi and Salagrama. There's a verse is called Tulasi Dala Matrena Jalasya Chulukena Bha Tulasi Dala Matrena. There's a beautiful verse there. I think it is in third chapter. Yes, 310p. Tulasi Dala Matrena Jalasya Chulukena Bha Vikrinite Sumatmanam Bhakte Vyavakta Bachala. See, Sri Krishna, who is very affectionate towards his devotee, sells himself to a devotee who offers him merely tulsi leaf and palm full of water. So in this way, Lord descended, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that I have descended because he is loudly roaring that please my Lord come and reclaim the conditioned soul. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come, and in this way he was a part of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sankirtan movement. He was always in Srivas, in the member of Sankirtan, whether it is in Srivasa Thakur Angan, Srivas Thakur house, or Navadip street, or in the bank of Ganges. He always accompanied along with Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas Thakur, to in the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there is a beautiful pastimes of Advaita Ācārya. He was Haridas Thakur, the name Ācārya. He was also staying in Jeshore, but then he moved near Santipura. So Advaita Ācārya, whenever there is Shraddha ceremony, there is a custom that one should invite Brahmanas to feed them. But Advaita Ācārya will invite Haridas Thakur. Although Haridas Thakur born in Muslim family, he used to invite him. And Haridas Thakur was very much, feeling shy, feeling very hesitant to come, being born in Muslim family. But Advaita Ācārya, the great Ācārya, he knows that this devotional service is not based on your background of family. It's not the criteria, but based on your devotion to the Lord. So although he is Muslim, but he is Ācārya, he is chanting 300,000 round, 300,000 times the name of Krishna, 192 round every day. So therefore he called and he told that you are like a 1 million Brahmanas for me, 10 million Brahmana for me. So he used to feed Haridas Thakur. That is one of the pastime with Haridas Thakur. And this another pastime with also there when the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu born, that time he has got two wives, Sita Thakurani and Sridev. Those days it was a custom to marry more than one. But all these are, Sita is not ordinary woman, they are all manifestation of Lakshmi, incarnation of Lakshmi like. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's brother, elder brother Viswarup, he used to go to Advaita Ācārya. Advaita Ācārya has got a school of learning Sanskrit and also scriptures. So he used to go and attend there. And he understood that this material world is very temporary. So he took sannyas. And ultimate goal of life is to go back to Godhead. That is called artha. Anartha is that is impeding the artha. Anartha. All so-called attachment is called anartha. But artha means the ultimate goal of life to go back to Godhead. So Viswarup took sannyas, and Sachimata was very much upset because due to affection for her son. So he was mentally criticizing Advaita Ācārya, telling that you are not Advaita. Advaita means you one, non-dual, non-different, oneness. But you are splitting the family. You are the dual. You are Dvaita. You are not Advaita. He was mentally criticizing that like this. You are splitting the family. You are splitting a mother from son. Therefore, you are Dvaita. So actually, it was not known to everybody because it was mentally criticized. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being omniscient Lord, one day he was fulfilling the desire of all the devotee in the house of Srivas Thakur. He was giving the Mahaprakasa Bhava. He was showing his Mahaprakasa Bhava, the wonderful form of Lord, to everyone for 21 hours. Then Srivas Thakur asked, you have not shown to Sachimata. Why? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied that because my mother has committed offense against the great Ācārya, Advaita Ācārya. Therefore, he is not fit. She is not fit to see this form. So when Sachimata knew that my son told like this, he immediately came to Advaita Ācārya and begged pardon. So there is a very good lesson to learn that Vaishnava offense is very, very dangerous. It is not approved by the Lord. There is a beautiful verse. It is stated that if you offend against the Lord, it may be pardoned. But when you offend the devotee of the Lord, then it cannot be a pardon. Lord also cannot pardon. Therefore, it is very important to learn that how it is so grave, grave to to commit an offense against the Vaishnava. So in this way, there is Advaita Ācārya's pastime with Sachimata, and also Advaita Ācārya pastime is also very nice. One more pastime is with every year. All the Gaudiya devotees used to come to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is another pastime is there. Advaita Ācārya, 52 years elder to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is absolute truth, is Krishna himself, but he used to show the respect because Advaita Ācārya is the God, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's spiritual master is Ishwarapuri. Ishwarapuri God brother is Advaita Ācārya. Because Advaita Ācārya is initiated by Madhavendra Puri. That is the grand spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Madhavendra Puri, when he got a dream by Govardhan Gopal to bring some sandalwood paste, he went to Puri. And while going to Puri, he came through the Bengal to Puri from Vrindavan. While in Bengal, he stayed in Santipura. And Santipura, in the house of Advaita Ācārya, Madhavendra Puri stayed. By seeing the devotion of Madhavendra Puri, Advaita Ācārya wanted to get initiated. So Advaita Ācārya got initiated by Madhavendra Puri there. Therefore, for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is very it's etiquette. So he was showing very much, utmost respect to the Advaita Ācārya, because he is the god brother of his spiritual master, Ishwarapuri. But Advaita Ācārya do not like this. He wanted that Mahaprabhu should, do not respect me. So he devised a plan. He was preaching some impersonalism. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that. He came to Advaita Ācārya. He was scolding Advaita Ācārya. What are you preaching, Ācārya? You are Ācārya. Why you are preaching like this? Misleading people. So Advaita Ācārya immediately jumped and told, my Lord, I wanted that you should chastise me because I do not like you always respect me. Today I have got the chance. In this way, there's a beautiful pastime. After hearing that, Lord was very embarrassed. And also every year the Gaudiya devotees used to go to Puri during Chaturmas, and they used to see the festival of Ratha Jatra. Advaita Ācārya also always goes there. And he stayed in a Advaita house, Advaita Bhavan is there in Puri. And in this way, they were a very much intimate relationship, talking reciprocation with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees. Advaita Ācārya, very, very exalted devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to bring Nityananda and Advaita Ācārya to give blessing to Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami. So another point is that Advaita Ācāryas was one more pastime is that there are so many pastimes that just prominent pastime I am picking up and telling you. This one more pastime is there when Advaita Ācāryas was giving a beautiful letter to Krishna, a letter to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, very cryptic one, that you are a madman and everybody become mad because of your influence. So there is no selling of rice. It's a very cryptic way. That means, my Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are madman, you induce, instigate others to become a mad, and everybody become mad. So there is no need of you should wind up your. There is no need of preaching now. You should wind up your lila. That was very cryptic. This is a cryptic letter or poem he has written and sent to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu understood this purport of this cryptic sonnet, cryptic poem, and he is very much appreciated. Not only that, in a very beautiful verses, there is a last verses I will show you how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is glorifying the Lord. In this verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorifying this beautiful verse. There's this the beautiful verses is there where this is the Advaita Ācārya is written in this sonnet. Then one more beautiful verses where Advaita Ācārya is glorifying the Lord. Yeah. Yes, this is 719 Antya. The last verses we will show before winding up the class. Jahara कृपाते म्लेच्छेरो होए कृष्णा भक्ति के कहित पारता न Vaishnavata Sakti. So he is telling to Advaita Ācārya, he is such a great personality that by his mercy he can convert even the meat eater Mleccha to devotional service of Krishna. Who therefore can estimate the power of his Vaishnavism? That is the glories of Advaita Ācārya spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His Vallabha Bhatt, he is speaking to the Vallabha Bhatt that Advaita Ācārya glories is such a that he can convert into the meat eater also. That is the power of Advaita Ācārya. So therefore, today we are celebrating Advaita Ācārya Appearance Day. To understand that without following them, following their footsteps, Mahajana Jaina Gatha Sapanta, Ācārya Upasana, we cannot go back to Godhead. we cannot go back to Godhead. There is no question of attaining Krishna. Daya kara sitapati advaita gosai tava kripa hoye paye hobe chaitanya nitai. So without your mercy, we cannot get the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Therefore, there is singing, Narottam Das Thakur is singing, Daya kara sitapati, husband of Sita Thakurani, Ade Advaita Gosai, please be merciful to me. By your mercy only I can approach, or I can get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. So therefore, Advaita Gosai mercy is very, very important. Without him, we cannot go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Mahaprabhu. Very, very important. And these Ācāryas are not ordinary Ācārya. It is stated in this, they just come for this mission only. O my Lord, the great philanthropic soul travel on the earth on behalf of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So show the compassion to the fallen soul who are averse to the sense of subordination to the Lord. Very, very compassionate. Vancha kalpitri vascha kurpa sindhu vacha patitanam pavanabhya vaishnavya vanamana. So they are very, very compassion to fallen soul. Therefore, the Advaita Ācārya, he has come to this, the Mahavishnu, or in the capacity of Ācārya, he has come and propagate the bhakti-śaṁsanāt, Ācārya bhakti-śaṁsanāt, to propagate this Krishna consciousness, the bhakti, to reclaim us, to show the compassion to the conditioned soul who is averse to the subordination to the Lord. Krishna says, simply you surrender to me, I will reclaim you. But we are so much adamant, we defy this statement. We don't do that. Therefore, he is coming to show the compassion soul. So therefore, Ācāryas are very, very exalted. They are prominent. And also recognized by the Krishna, as Krishna says, Ācārya mam bijaniyan. One more verses before we wind up, the beautiful verses from the Bhagavatam. This is spoken by the 1084, spoken by, this is spoken by the father of Krishna, Nanda Maharaj, to Gargamuni. When Gargamuni came to Vrindavan for naming ceremony, he spoke these beautiful verses. Mahad vichalam ninnam, mahad vichalam ninnam, grihinam dinachetasam, nihisreyasya bhagavan, kalpate nanyatha kuchit. Beautiful verses. Oh my Lord, O great devotee, person like you move from one place to another, not for their own interest, for the sake of poor-hearted grahastha household. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another. That is the Ācārya business, just like Srila Prabhupada. At the very fag age of life, 69 years, he went with a freighter, undergoing trials, tribulation, heart attacks, 2 heart attacks. What for? Because to reclaim this poor-hearted householder, who is so much averse to Krishna, captivated by Maya, engaged in the unlimited, indiscriminate sense gratification. To reclaim that conditioned soul, Srila Prabhupada went there. Therefore, he is exalted. He did not care about his body, his concern. He is concerned about Maya Sukhaya Indyarthaya Vimudhan Udvahan. Udvahan Vimudhan. For those foolish people who are engaged in Maya Artha Indriya Priti, simply for the sense gratification, they are captivated by Maya. So therefore they are great Ācārya. So we should wind up with the beautiful prayer. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So all glories to Advaita Ācāryas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Advaita Ācārya Prabhu, along with all the associates, all the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Please bless us so that we also advance in Krishna consciousness and go back home, back to Godhead. जय अद्वैताचार्य अपीयरेंस डे की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल। जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।